The deception games of the narcissist. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So the narcissist plays many games. They play the waiting games. They play the spying games. They play the texting games, on and on and on. And now I'm creating this video, the deception games of the narcissist. What this means is the narcissist was not an authentic person when you met them. They had an agenda once they figured out who you were. They had an agenda once they figured out what made you tick and where you wanted to go in life. And they had an agenda when they figured out that they could take many things from you. And some of those things, although not all of them, include your time, your empathy, your money, your belief in humanity, your mindset, your purpose, your health, hobbies, your relationships. Anything they possibly could that wasn't nailed down, they tried to get their grubby little fingers on. Now, having said those things, the deception games of the narcissist, these are going on right now because the narcissist is not honest, they're not authentic, they are shallow, they are hollow, they are riddled with anxiety, and they know that one of the key ingredients that makes them them, one of the key components to the narcissist is their ability to deceive. If you look up that word deception in the dictionary, you won't see a picture of the narcissist, but what you will see is a definition of what they do. You see, they want to slither or infiltrate their way into people's lives. They want to learn all about those people's hopes, their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, and more. And then they want to assimilate themselves with those people. And those people turn out to be targets. I was a target, so were you. And once the narcissist gets as close as they possibly can to the target, that is when the beginning of that relationship has now ended. Enter the second part of that relationship, or the narcissistic abusive cycle, which is what is known as the devaluation stage. This is when you're trapped. This is when the fangs, if you will, of the narcissist are sunken into you. This is when you are no longer doing what you used to do. This is when the narcissist is deceiving you more and more, thinking, or having you believe, I should say, that they are your soulmate. They are the love of your life. They are the yin to your yang. They're the person who completes you. They're the person who will never abandon you. They're the person who will always be there by your side. And of course, what is theirs is yours, and what is yours is theirs, and you have a commonality. This is how they want to have you put your guard down. And as soon as you put your guard down lower than it was before you met them, it's too late. You see, you were trapped in a narcissistic relationship unbeknownst to yourself. However, it was known to the narcissist because the narcissist was deceiving you the whole time. So let's give you a few illustrations when you're in the relationship. Think about your phone. What is your phone to you? Well, yeah, now it's something that you need because that's how you communicate, multiple ways. But to the narcissist, the phone is a remote control that they can control you with. Think about it. The remote control on a TV or some device is shaped similar to a smartphone. And the smartphone is how you communicate with people. The narcissist took advantage of that. They deceived you. They slowly infiltrated your day, your 24 hours in a day. Think about how they did that with their smartphone. Well, you would wake up in the morning, maybe you would get a whole bunch of emojis texted to you, or good morning, sunshine, or thinking of you, or missing you, or how are you? Think about those very simple, trite, 3 or 4 word sentences. They're copy-paste, they're cardboard cutout, they're templates. And the narcissist has templates that they send out to multiple people at any one time. You were one of those people. You were one cog in a wheel of abuse that was going around and around and around. In the center of that wheel was the narcissist because they were juggling multiple relationships at any one point in time. And you must remember, every relationship with the narcissist is anything but romantic. The romance is a small little angle that the narcissist uses to blend in with the society and to make it seem like they can maintain a marriage or they can have kids and procreate and blend in with everybody else. Why do you think the narcissist would get married? Well, you now know, number 1, it is to blend in with society. 2, it's to have access to a person who will do things for them. But 3, it's to have commonality with the other human beings on this planet. Example, oh yeah, I'm married, I'm acting like the narcissist and I'm not. Oh yeah, my spouse is ABC, they never do anything, they're so pathetic, they're weak, I can't believe I have to keep an eye on them and those things. Well, what happens? If the narcissist is saying that to their peers or people they're trying to test the temperature with, maybe some of those people also start saying the same things. Maybe it's about their husband. I can't tell you who it is. But what I can tell you is now there's commonality. And now the narcissist has just discovered either another source of supply or another toxic person like themselves, because they were complaining to that person and that person wasn't saying, hey, it's not that bad. What are you talking about? Aren't you in love? No, they're going down in the weeds with the person. And this is how the narcissist deceives anybody they get close to. Think about money. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And usually when the money runs out, so does the narcissist. Now, these are things you didn't know back then, but now you're learning and you're understanding that deception was the whole angle that the narcissist was playing with you. So staying on money, maybe the narcissist in your life, or that was in your life, I should say, maybe they burned or blew through all of your money or most of it. Why do you think they would do that? Well, the reason they would do that is because they were squirreling away their own money or skimming off the top of your money. They were building a rainy day fund or their own ability using your money to buy gold, crypto, silver, stocks, real estate, or funnel it back to a different country with their brother or sister or whatever they were doing. Maybe the new supply, I can't tell you, but what they were doing is they were claiming poverty, that they didn't have money, or that you could afford that new whatever it was next month or next year. But slowly they had you believing that money was tight, or that you had to provide money for them because they didn't have it. See, this is deception. The narcissist is a master of deception. They're a master of illusion. They're a master manipulator. They are a con artist on a stage of abuse, and they're trying to trap as many people in the narcissistic fog as they can. No good deed goes unpunished when you're in these relationships, which is why once you get the wisdom, you need to apply the tools, and you need to go no contact and block that person, delete them, remove them, and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now, when. If you can't do it, I understand that. Utilize gray rock, become dull, become boring, get off the radar of the narcissist, and realize that you were deceived from the minute you met them until the minute you figured out what narcissism was. That's when the truth began to come out. The minute you figured out what narcissism was. Up until that exact minute, you were stuck on that hamster wheel of abuse going around and around and around. You were stuck in that washing machine of isolation and of toxicity and manipulation going around and around and around. And you were stuck in that circus of abuse and circus of toxicity that the narcissist was performing for, meaning they were part of the circus. In that circus of abuse, the narcissist has enablers, flying monkeys, people subservient to them, people that will later become supply sources, and other people who are trapped and can't get out of it. Now you, as I shared earlier, you are being deceived. There is not one person on the planet that the narcissist has ever communicated with that wasn't being deceived in one way or another. And you may say, well, that's a little rough. Where did he come up with that? Well, think about it. Is the narcissist authentic or honest or genuine? No, no, no. Do they wear a mask? Yes, yes, yes. Do they care about other people? Absolutely not. So what the narcissist needs is supply. Yes, I wish there would be a new term for supply, and I'm working on coming up with one. But it's just for my own videos and for my own lexicon, because supply, to be fair, it's becoming overused, if you will. But that's what the narcissist needs. And to get the supply that the narcissist needs, they have to deceive people. They have to misrepresent themselves. They may have to misinterpret information intentionally. They have to misinform other people of what they're doing. That's why you could never get your bearings when you're in this relationship. You were walking around on eggshells. You were holding your breath. You were waiting for their shoe to drop. You were trying to figure out if they were telling the truth or if they weren't. All of your energy was going out the window to a bottomless pit. It was all going to fill a void inside of the narcissist, and that void must be filled with what is known as supply, or attention, or adoration, or money, or time, or praise, or empathy. This is why the narcissist plays all these games. And as I shared with you earlier, the waiting games, the texting games, the pining games, the phone games, the lurking games, the spying games. Well, now we have the deception games of the narcissist. Think about the body of that relationship when you were in it. It was one big deception after another, after another, after another. And throughout that relationship, you experienced what I termed micro discards. What's a micro discard? It's a little paper cut that adds up over time, which is akin to death by 1,000 paper cuts when you're in these relationships, because you do not get support from the narcissist. What you get is being berated. You do not get commonality. What you get is isolation. You do not get together or growth. What you get is being blamed and being targeted and being punished. And this is why the narcissist will continue to stay stuck in that wheel of abuse until their very last breath. This is why the narcissist continues to deteriorate. This is why they're loyal to nobody, they care about nobody, and this is why they will continue to slither through life deceiving anybody who crosses their path. Now, when I say anybody, it could be something for the narcissist in this day and age in 2026. Maybe something as simple as this gives them supply, and it gives them a little pump of their fragile, tiny little ego for 10, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, I can't tell you. But this is happening right now as I'm creating this video with you. Take a grocery store or a coffee shop or whatever. Well, the narcissist, let's say that they're trying to buy, maybe it's buy one, get one free, BOGO, buy one, get one free, whatever it is. And maybe they claimed that they didn't have the full price to buy the first item, but they wanted to get the second item free. And maybe they needed the cashier to give them a little discount, whatever the discount was. Maybe it was the company discount, maybe it was over 55 discount. I don't know what it was, but now see, the narcissist just got somebody to do something for them. They got the BOGO, they didn't even pay full price, and now they just saved some money because they lied or manipulated or deceived the cashier, because in the narcissist wallet or pocketbook or on their smartphone, they had more than enough money to pay full price, but they didn't want to do that because they needed supply that morning because they weren't getting it elsewhere. So what did? They targeted an innocent person at a store. This is happening everywhere. It's happening on planes, on trains, on automobiles, in restaurants, in traffic. Right now, if you're working and at the office and you're sitting next to people, I can assure you some of those people are toxic. Are they the narcissist? I can't tell you, but what I can tell you is there are people out there that are watching you. They're watching your every move, and they're seeing how you do your work and how you perform and what you do so effortlessly and how people look up to you and how people are drawn to you, etc. And what will the narcissist do? They'll try to use the smear campaign to deceive those people from believing who you really are into believing the false narrative of the narcissist. There's another example for you. You see, deception is littered all throughout this planet. Think about it. Why do you think that there are commercials on TV or commercials on the internet? It's to get you to purchase certain products or to get you to believe that you need certain products. Now, some of those products you may need. Others, I can assure you, you don't. But it is the people in the marketing departments who are trying to deceive or make you believe that you need a certain thing. Now, in that case, I'm not saying that the marketing people are narcissists. Could be. What I'm saying is you don't need everything that everyone's selling. And you certainly don't need what the narcissist was selling you, because they were deceiving you. And they were trapping you and tricking you and manipulating you, keeping you subservient to them for as long as you had what they needed, which was supply. Once you get the wisdom, you need to go no contact and block them. You need to realize that it was nothing but a big Ponzi scheme. It was nothing but a parasite looking for a host. It was nothing but a person trying to see how long they could wear the mask to get you invested in them and in the relationship so they could pull the rug out from underneath you, and you would be left flailing, left holding the bag, left having to heal from that relationship. If you think for a moment that the narcissist doesn't know what they're doing, you need to play this video over and over and over again. Why do you think you keep on watching videos on narcissism? Why do you think you still have the craving for the answers to the questions that you have had, and maybe questions that you haven't even thought of yet? It's because the narcissist deceived you, and because you need answers, and the narcissist will never give those to you. The narcissist won't give you closure, they won't introspect, they won't be accountable, and they will never, ever tell you the truth about virtually anything unless it serves them. That is why this whole thing is one big deception. That's what the narcissist did. And if you look at the old books from years ago, hundreds or thousands of years ago, or the old tomes, if you get my point, you'll see deception is written all over those books. And it's in movies, it's in sitcoms, it's in dramas, actions, it's in your life, or it was in your life. That's why you need to realize going no contact is the path, and you need to realize that you're changing. The narcissist isn't. What they will do when you go no contact is they'll have no choice other than to look elsewhere for supply. They will continue to misrepresent themselves. They will continue to deceive any audience that they have the access to, and they will continue to get worse over time, because this is what the narcissist does. Before I close the video, I'll share this. The biggest deception of all, it will happen to the narcissist. because they think that on this planet called Earth that they can just slither through life effortlessly. Everyone's going to pay their way through life and give them whatever they need, and they're the most important person on the planet, all those things. Well, it does catch up with them. You may think it doesn't. Everything goes full circle on this planet. Everything. Think about the 4 seasons. We have the winter, we have the spring, we have the summer and the fall. That's a life cycle of Mother Nature. That's where we are on this planet. Well, the cycle of abuse is not the Mother Nature cycle of weather, but the cycle that the narcissist is trapped in. Again, love bomb, devaluation, ending, potential Hoover. Love bomb, devaluation, ending, Hoover. That's a loop, that's a cycle, and there are 4 parts to it. Not always, but many times. You need to remember, you have to become unhooverable. Get off the radar of the narcissist. If not now, when? And having said that, and I will close the video, you need to really wrap your head around the fact that you were deceived. You were duped, you were lied to, you were hoodwinked, you were trapped, and it was nothing but one big Ponzi scheme. And yes, I'm saying that on purpose because it was nothing but a deception. You went all in on one person. You were invested in one person. And the outcome did not go the way you thought it would go, just like it didn't go the way I thought it would go. Why? Because the person you are considering, the person you were in the relationship with, was deceiving you the whole time. They were leading you down to a path, to a trail, to a road that met at a dead end, and that dead end is called Destructionsville. And that's when that relationship ended, because the narcissist cannot sustain an authentic or honest relationship, because all they do is take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. And they don't care about anybody other than themselves. So the deception was all around. You just couldn't see it before, but now you can see it crystal clearly, which is why you must maintain your boundaries and go no contact. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all. And realize a couple things. Deception is done deliberately. Deception is done on purpose. Deception is done intentionally, and deception is meant to mislead somebody to not have a good outcome or result or experience. That is exactly what the narcissist does. It's what they did with you. It's what they're doing right now, and it's what they'll be doing for the rest of their life. Because the narcissist cannot handle the pain. They cannot handle the narcissistic injury. If they were to actually look in that mirror, the mirror of the car they're in, the mirror of the bathroom they're in, the mirror in the hotel lobby, wherever they are, they can't look in that mirror and say, yeah, I am a parasite. Yeah, I do abuse people. Yes, I do deceive people. And yes, I know I shouldn't do that, but that's what I do. They won't do that. It would create a monumental avalanche, a cascade, if you will, of narcissistic injuries that they would never recover from, because that would be insurmountable. You see, everything goes full circle and everything comes back to roost. And in the tiny little brain of the narcissist, that day, not only has it happened a couple times over and over again, probably more than a couple times, but it may happen tonight, it may happen tomorrow, it may happen over the weekend. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is they will get what's coming to them, because deception is not a good thing. Lying, stealing, and cheating are horrible things. And taking advantage of a person who doesn't know any better, who is vulnerable, naive, trustworthy, empathetic, wearing their heart on their sleeve, committed, and does not know what narcissism is, that is one of the biggest faux pas, one of the biggest shams or deceptions of all time. And that's what the narcissist does. That's why they will pay the price. Believe me when I tell you, it all comes back to roost. So beware, narcissists, because your day is coming and you know it. And no, it's not going to come at the hands of a human being. It will come at the higher power, and that higher power is always watching you, and you know it. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.